Right, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we're doing a video on this all new Polo GTI. It's a completely new 2018 model. I haven't seen too much content on this car, so it should be pretty interesting. I have actually driven the previous gen model last year. It was quite a fun car. The size of it definitely helps with that. So the plan today is I'm going to give you guys a detailed walk around, because I know some of you guys will look at this video as a sort of guide to sort of a purchase in a way. So we'll do the full walk around first, and then we'll hit the sort of country roads. As you can see, the M2's in the back, and we've got this really aggressive looking Mark 7R as well. We might do a video on that as well on a separate occasion, but today we're going to focus on the Polo. So what we'll do now, we'll start with the walk around. Right people, so the all new Polo GTI. I'll give you guys a quick look at the exterior and also the interior as well. To start with though, we'll go over the power of the car. So now the Polo GTI actually shares the engine with the Golf GTI. So it's got a 2-litre TFSI engine, the same E888 motor, but in this sort of form it's got 197 bhp. It still is quite a lot though, considering the size of the car. Also the car's running on the MQB platform now, quite different from the past one, so it might drive quite similar to the Golfs now. Definitely does look quite different. This one's finished in the standard red finish, and also it's on the standard 17-inch alloys. It looks a lot more Golf like, I would say. Definitely a lot more angular than the old one. The old one was quite similar to all the previous gen Polos. It just had a more squared look, but this one's got a lot more sort of a pronounced sort of shoulder line. Definitely is quite angular. I'm looking forward to this because it's something different. I tend to do a lot of sort of S3s, Golf R, stuff like that. Just quite looking forward to driving something a bit smaller and more sort of compact. These things to start with are coming with the DSG. The manual will be available later on in the year. So this one's got a 6-speed DSG. I know some people in this size car prefer to have a manual, but for now we're going to sort of review the sort of DSG one because that's what's available. But yeah, in terms of interior, the interior is where it's fully been changed. So I'll just sit in here, less wind noise. So yeah, interior, big upgrade from the sort of previous gen. See, one of the things I noticed with the 6C Polo that I did last year, it was a nice car, but it was nothing too exciting. So I think with this one, Volkswagen have definitely tried to sort of make it feel a bit more special. There's all this sort of red trim here and down here. This nice touch panel. One thing that's noticeable straight away though is the new seats. Definitely do feel quite buckety. The previous gen Polo GTI, the 6C, the one with the 1.8T, that had sort of fairly decently supportive seats, but they didn't look that special. I mean, these now got a lot more of a pronounced sort of headrest and this sort of area here. It just makes the whole appeal of the car just feel a bit better, especially at the price that these cars are at. I mean, generally Polo GTIs are the sort of more sensible option. You know, I mean, there are stuff like the Fiesta ST, etc., but the Polo is definitely the more sort of sensible car. This basically is a mini Golf, to be honest, especially now that it's on the MQB. But yeah, very nice. I mean, just to give an idea, I don't normally do this in my videos, but I know some of you guys want to know about interior space. We tend to focus on like performance, but right now the seating position is in my sort of seating position. I'm fairly tall, so I'm going to show you the back as well. Of course it is a small car, but it's not too bad. Of course you're not going to have much space if you sit in that sort of seating position, but generally average it is fine. I mean, it is a small car, you gotta remember at the end of the day it's not a huge car, but definitely does look quite smart. And one thing to notice as well, this car's got KSV in the last sort of letters of its reg, similar to the S3. 2 exhausts. We are going to start up in a second. I think we'll do that now. Right, so one thing about the old Polo GTI, it didn't really make much of a noise. The 1.8T version, I haven't done a video on the 1.4 twin charger one. I did the 6C last year. So of course this 2-litre E888, we know how it sounds in other applications, but yeah, we'll see how it does anyway. All right, familiar sort of startup sort of churn, you could say. It is quite quiet, of course, as you'd expect, but still a lot of power. 200 horsepower is a lot, so quiet or not, I'm sure it shifts. I think what we'll do, I'll put the camera down and we'll get some revs of the car. It's probably got a sport mode as well, so yeah, we'll have a look at that and then I'll show you the infotainment stuff. But yeah, let's just get some revs. So as you can hear, pretty decent little rumble there. Of course, it's not going to be doing loads of fireworks and stuff. It is a Polo GTI, but I'm sure there's a lot of potential in this. The fact that it's the same EA888, I'm sure there's plenty of options. It's getting a nice few sort of pops on the overrun and sort of towards the end there. We did have it in sort of sport mode, but I'm sure as we go for a drive, it's probably going to get a bit louder. As with most things, get a bit of heat in the car, tend to make a lot more sort of nicer noise. But yeah, what I'll do now, before we start the drive, I'm going to show you the infotainment system, or try to anyway. I don't have any Volkswagens myself, but yeah, we'll just have a look briefly, and then yeah, we'll just get on the road. Right, so I'll just close the door, get the windows down. It's a lot more angular, that's one thing I've noticed. Everything's just very angular. I hope the Mark 8 is like this, the Mark 8 Golf, then it'll be a lot nicer place to be. Of course the Mark 7 is nice too, but the colours and everything will be pretty cool. But yeah, infotainment system. Let's just turn that on here. Right, so performance monitor straight away. If you guys are familiar, this is the same sort of system you'll find in like a Mark 7, 5, etc. All the sort of modes here, lap timer, performance monitor, so you give it a few revs. Yes, he's popping a bit more. Of course, G meters if you're going to take it on a bend. So menu, right, so app connect. Yeah, the usual stuff, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, mirror link. Vehicle, yeah, we've been through that before. Lap times, yeah, usual sound, if you want to see all of that. So I'll show you guys a few more extra things in this video. All the usual stuff, units, yeah, you know the sketch, to be honest. If you're familiar with the sort of normal Volkswagen system, it's pretty much the same thing. It's just in a sort of more angular dash, so it looks like it's a new system. It's actually the same bit. If you look at it, it's in a Mark 7, 5 anyway. It's actually the same thing. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much most of it, I think, to be honest. Might actually show you the engine bay whilst we're here, because it is supposed to be the EA888 engine, so we might be able to recognize it, unless the plastic cover is a lot different. Right, so if you're sort of familiar with the sort of Golf GTI, it's the same sort of thing now, the 2 litre. But yeah, usual stuff as expected. Around 236 pound-feet of torque and around 197 bhp or 200 ps, whichever you want to say it. I am actually holding up the bonnet. There is no sort of hydraulic thing, but no big deal. Yeah. Right, so I think what we'll do now, we'll finally go for a drive. We'll head out to the same roads that I did the video on the previous Polo GTI. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you'll recognize them anyway. And yeah guys, just quickly before we start the drive, make sure to check out my Instagram. I'm gonna put it on the screen now. I tend to post like sort of behind the scenes stuff, so like right now I'm gonna post a few bits on my story, stuff that I wouldn't put in the video. But yeah, definitely check it out. And what we'll do now, yeah, we'll just take the car for a drive. Right people, so here we are on the new Polo GTI. I'm on the same road now that we did the previous gen on, so it should make a nice sort of accurate comparison. We're going to basically give you guys some first impressions of the car. There hasn't been too many videos, UK videos of this car, so it is pretty exciting. When I have like cars like this to do videos of, are actually quite exciting for me because there's something different. Normally sort of stuff like S3s, Golf Rs and RS3s, but you know, you get like a little hot hatch like this, it's nice because it's really light and nimble. But basically the main purpose of the video, we're going to sort of compare it to the 2016 one, because of course that's the most accurate thing to compare it with. The main difference now is though, you've got the 2 litre engine. So I mean, it's rare. Normally when cars, the new gen comes out, the engine goes smaller, but with this one we've now got the same EA888 that you've got in the Golf GTI, just with a bit less horsepower, be marginally less. This thing's still got around 197 bhp, but basically you get a nice feel for it. There's a nice few swooping bends. Yeah, we'll just see how it's like. One thing I do remember about the old one though, was that it was quite jittery, the ride on it, the 6C Polo GTI, especially when you press that sport button. It had like, it essentially made the ride harder, and it basically pumped a fake noise in the car. But for now, basically what we'll do, put the car straight into sport, and yeah, we'll just see how it goes. Downshifts. Yeah, you can barely hear the downshifts, it's very quiet. Straight off the bat, I'd say in comparison to the old one, it feels very similar in the pad review. Of course, there isn't too much in it in terms of bhp. I think the old one was in the 190 mark anyway, but what I noticed just back there, especially as it's wet as well, it didn't sort of start tugging a lot. The old one tugged a fair bit for some reason. You might have noticed it if you watched that video as well. The car was like tugging a fair bit. This has got the whole XDS style thing where it mimics a real diff, but of course it's just essentially using the brakes. But yeah, ride wise, the old one as well, the ride wise was quite jumpy, put it that way. This is the exact stretch where I tested out the ride quality on the old one. This is the exact spot here, so yeah, it seems to be a bit better actually. It just feels like a bigger car squashed down. That's my initial impressions anyway. Yeah, a lot less jumpy. We're in like full sport mode as well. Like here, like say this, yeah, see here before in the previous one, it was just all over the place. See it's bent now, it does here. Coming. Yeah, it does that little tugging thing. They all do that. It's basically using the brakes to do that, but it's nice that you can feel it working. I felt it working quite a bit in the old one, but that had a strange issue where when you were trying to accelerate, you're just moving all over the place. Yeah, look, full gas, nice and straight. Yeah, stays on the bend, bang on. And the downshifts are right there when I asked for them as well. Wheel spinning. Fairly eager to rev. A bit less so than say the EA AAA and stuff like an S3. They seem to rev really like so freely. This, it's almost wants you to like show shift in a way. But the main thing I like is the composure and also the way it tugs around the bends. So that's what I mean with these sorts of cars. I like to bring them on these sorts of roads. Like you could take it on the open stretches there, but it's a bit pointless. You're not going to feel the car as much. But yeah, for these little back roads, yeah, it's bang on. Let's go here. Quick enough car. It's definitely quick enough. I'd say the sound probably deceives you in terms of the speed, because you'll think that you're not like going, you look down and it is traveling at a fair bit of pace, because nowadays it's sort of a trend. Every car has like these crazy bangs going on, even if you're not traveling anywhere. A lot of cars that make noise and don't actually go anywhere, but trust me, this thing's quick enough. Because if you look at the sort of figures as well, the Mark 5 GTI back in the days used to be around the 200 bhp mark. The EP3 Type R, those main hot hatches used to be the 200 bhp mark back then. So now this is like the super sort of mini hot hatch, and it's making around that power. And if you look at the actual Golf GTI now, it's making around what, 245. I think they dropped the normal version, and it's a heavier car. So with a tune on this, if you want a smaller size car, now you've got the MQB quality as well. It's a good package, because sometimes you don't want the full sized car. This thing looks pretty nice as well, nice, a lot more angular. But yeah, basically guys, I think that covers most points in this car. The main standout features of this thing is that the fact that you've got the 2-litre engine now, so there's probably more capabilities in it. The MQB platform has helped. The car feels a bit more stable. It's just generally a really nice daily. Like you could just drive this thing normally and it doesn't make any noise at all. I know to some of you guys you want the car to make all sorts of bangs and whatnot, but I'm sure there's a lot of potential in this thing. The chassis feels like it can handle a lot more, especially now that it doesn't fight as much. A lot better interior as well. It's definitely the most sensible option as well. I know I've said definitely about 5 times now, but yeah, it is a very nice car and I do recommend it. But yeah guys, if you enjoyed it, give the video a thumbs up and let me know what else you want to see in the comments down below. Just make sure to subscribe for plenty more videos to come. Yeah, just take care guys.